My name is John.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Twisted Thursday. VS Speaks Royally. And welcome to the discussion of Harry and Meghan on Netflix, Volume 1. That was the alarm sounding. I'll play it again. Okay, if you have not watched the first 3 episodes that were released today, I suggest you click off. If your intention is to watch them and you don't want spoilers, because we're going to get into it. Okay, so I'm giving you a chance. Hit the thumbs up, then you can click off and come back later after you've watched. All good. Now, to those of us who have watched, twice for me. Yeah. Woo! Thank you, Harry and Meghan. All right, let me do this disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So, Harry and Meghan on Netflix. Whew, Lord of mercy. All right, so let me just kind of get into it. So, we have Harry and Meghan on Netflix. I did my little disclaimer sound. Episode 1. All right. So in episode 1, Church Nelly, I know you were very happy because first up was Nacho. I was like, of all the people to pop up on our screen, I did love that they put up a notice right at the beginning that said all interviews were completed by August 2022. So there's no doubt in anyone's mind, and no lies can be fabricated by any palace sources or, the tabloids themselves about, fanciful stories leading into this premiere. So just wanted to kind of draw that out, but I tweeted, and I don't know if I pulled that across. I may have. I don't know. I don't think I did. So what came to light when I saw Nacho and what he said, because Harry met up with him and his wife days after meeting Meghan, and there were no leaks. So Harry's brother, Nacho, did not leak anything to the media. Months later, after Meghan is introduced to the bio bro, leaks immediately occurred. So there is no, alleged. That really happened. 2016, as soon as they, time frame of September, and then October, the story broke. What? Okay. Those are some of my little takeaways. I'll probably be all over the place, but I do want to say the intro and then the pictures, even his grandmother and grandfather in there, but okay. But the intro and seeing Diana, yeah. And there is a scene where baby Archie and Meghan's holding him and he's touching the picture of Diana. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you didn't cry just a little bit at different points in this, and I'm talking episode 1, 2, and 3, yeah, there's I need to check and see if you have a heart. But we got to see the picture that they shared, and it's not this one on the screen, of when they got engaged. It was so cool to see the clip where Meghan showed, when it was about to happen, and she's like whispering, it's about to go down, it's about to happen. So, many were trying to destroy Harry, but mostly Meghan. It has really been about destroying Meghan and what they have. Harry's a seed too. He's a seed that, although was planted in dry land, was uprooted and is in very fertile ground now. And you can see the change. One thing that got me is that first clip of Meghan. There's no life in her, in a sense, like her eyes, her face. To look at the current clips, you see that the life is there. And I know I've said it before on previous ones, but to actually see a video clip of her and she's like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, you can hear it in her voice. Let me just say, the UK media and royal family shit, because y'all did nothing to protect her. Nothing. All right. The clip of them walking with Archie walking in front of them and Harry pushing the stroller or pram with Lily in it. The family moment. Yes. I'm so thankful for the little tidbits that they share. And unlike the tabloids, we don't need, or the UK media who felt that they needed to see every inch of their life. I don't. I'm thankful for what they shared and actually surprised at how much they did share. So, let me see. Oh, let me go and let me just share this. I love that with them getting to know each other, but the guitar plays a part in their courting. And then there was this picture, and I had to grab it, the screenshot. Archie's little first birthday, so pretty cool. And Harry's quote, "This is a great love story. And the craziest thing is that I think this love story is only just getting started." Yeah. So they've been together 6 years, right? They'll be married 5 years come May. So awesome to hear someone that is still that much in love and still sees that there's so much more to come. Yeah, it's just kind of awesome to me. So um, I'm going to go through each of the little bitty episodes here. So episode 2. I did see a theme. So no matter, this is what Meghan, no matter how hard I tried, no matter how good I was, no matter what I did, they were still going to find a way to destroy me. So I tweeted out that the UK and the US do have something in common, making non-whites feel that they are not good enough no matter what they do. And so I parlayed it to Meghan's quote, Mama Doria, queen, stature, yes. I think many of us are holding our breath that if she breaks into tears, yeah, it's going to be. So it was cute that she shared how Meghan whispered, Mom, I'm dating Harry, Prince Harry, and how she responded, okay. They have such a great relationship. I'm glad they touched on her other co-creator just a little bit, but yeah, just Weekend Dad. Meghan's poem, and I'm going to say Two of Me, I'm going to call it Two of Me, that she recited. She wrote this as a child and she could recite the entire thing. Yeah, deep. I love the PS that she wrote to the principal of the Little Red Schoolhouse about coming back when she's rich and famous and telling the world about the school. And she has done just that. So she manifested that. Love seeing the behind the scenes of the NAACP awards. I did tweet, I don't think I kept a screenshot of it, that not at any moment have we seen any diva behavior. And when one's a diva, it don't matter if cameras are running, if there's people taking pictures, they're going to be a diva. She wasn't a diva to security. She wasn't a diva to any of the staff. She wasn't a diva to any of the staff on set at the NAACP. No diva moments. It's just this is ripping away all the lies that have been spread about her. And I did tweet out, rest in peace to hashtag palace sources. UK media, you don't get to use that anymore without naming who has leaked to you because they're not working royals. So as of April 2020, you should not have been using palace sources because that's a little telling, I must say. Mm-hmm. We had the Weekend Dad that just got backed up beautifully. My heart broke for her niece that she became very close with. And I did tweet this, that KP team at the time, yeah, I hope you get the karma that you so deserve, because to tell her not to invite her family to this event, the wedding, and then you briefed and leaked the media and let them run the most disgusting stories about how she cut off her family. That's like one of those things that the Rangers run on. She cut off our friends and family. There was no other family at the wedding. There was on her mom's side. And I loved how Meghan addressed that too, in saying that they thought that my mom's side was going to be the side to stir up and be, out there and vocal and all that. It was the others. And I mentioned that before too. So here it is when they were doing the screenshot and showing, and the two on the right side of the screen, just ignore because they're pretty much ignored anyway. The lie on that the half sister likes to tell that she helped raise her, and she didn't even raise her own child, or children, should I say, and that they were adopted by, their grandparents. Okay. And we found out there was a private engagement party before the big announcement was made. Love that. All right. Oh, and if you noticed, hopefully you did, I picked up on this. At the time of when the engagement was announced, each of the palaces, people from the palaces, like King C3 now and his wife and Cosplay, were asked how they felt about the engagement news. And it was the same talking point that all three of them had that didn't put together. You realize that them saying two words, absolutely thrilled, was really not any feeling behind it. And then they quickly walked away from whomever was asking the question. So, yeah, y'all ain't shit. Okay, it's just my feeling, just my opinion. Let me see. And then I'm going to jump into the comments with you. So, episode 3 was very frank on the history of the royal family in the slave trade. And then it shows just how the UK edits that piece. And when history is taught about the royal family, that they only really focus on the abolition of it, not how they built. The empire was built on the backs of slavery, and that the slave owners were paid when their property was turned free. Okay. Oh, and then the fact that when the UK opened their doors, in a sense, to those outside the country that were part of the Commonwealth, that the jobs that they, the jobs that they were taking, teachers, nurses, were the lowest paying. Oh, but you did something fantastic. Okay. As if, What else did I have here? Oh, Harry talking about his military service. The conversation that he had with the one Air Force personnel at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. I grew up not too far from there. Was pretty cute, just saying, the guy was like, what did he say? 10 years, 5 moves, 3 children. He goes, we've been really busy. And, Harry chuckled and everybody at the table chuckled. He goes, oh, not in that manner. Harry was like, oh, whatever manner. Yeah, that's busy. So I'm loving it. I've watched it twice, as I said already. I know I'll be watching it again. I'm looking forward to the last 3 episodes of this series because it's going to be fire. I just have that feeling. It's going to be fire. And yeah, rest in peace to Palace Sources. Okay, so let me go up here. Let me go, and I'm going to jump into comments. I'm going to scroll up. And hey, everybody. To all the channel members, thank you. Thank you for your continued support. Let me see. Sherry, I was rewatching the 3 episodes. Oh, yeah, I woke up at 5. Really at 4, and I said, no, give yourself a little bit more time. So I slept in. But I was up. My husband was like, why are you up? I said, because the docuseries was released officially. He walked away. Yeah, that's what I was up watching. So hello to you all. Definitely share your thoughts in the chat. I had thought about dropping the link, but yeah. C-Mac, Jason better duck next week because they are setting it up perfectly. Oh, yeah. That shady, conniving, order follower. I'll just say that because he listened to his bosses. And as I'm going to say, and I said before, any of the craziness, any of the comments, you don't get to cry and claim that she's a bully, but then you're the one making up nicknames about her and then leaking that out to the press. She was living through hell. She was living serious hell, gaslighting hell. That's what it is, because they're telling her to her face, "Oh, everything's good, everything's fine. Yes, we got your back." And then going right out there as soon as they walk out the door, if even not before then, and briefing against her. So I hope they rip his guts out and put them on display. Just saying. Okay. Let me see. Is there any more on that? Okay. Oh, C-Mac. Jason was Thomas's contact. Jason was the one who told Ashley not to come to the wedding. Well, Meghan and Harry explained it to her. And you can see the hurt in her eyes and her voice. And even in Meghan's, I wish, like they said, if they could go back. But trusting the wrong people, you do realize after the fact, and because it's a moment that you can't recapture. Yeah, that's why I said I hope his guts are ripped out, and that he the karma he gets is like 5,000 times what he put out there. Just that's how usually the karma works. But yeah, I mean, they promoted him. Cosplay in Space promoted him from chief of staff or head of their communications team to over their foundation. That speaks volumes too. Thanks for the dirty work. Thanks for briefing to the Mail on Sunday, leaking out the text messages. Oh, and she showed some receipts. Okay. Yes, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what the next 3 have. Black Queen, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Give me a moment, because I have to get to my little song for y'all. Okay. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. There you go. I will say this. Releasing this during the week when some of us regular folk have to work, it's pretty cruel. Because it's making it very hard. Okay. All in good jest, though. All in good jest. Let me scroll down. Any other comments? Let's see. Hey, QT1, how are you? I hope you're... okay, yeah. Hopefully she's gone, because I just went right on in. Let me see. Sherry, that is so obvious since Meghan's friends and Dora never leaked anything. Friends, childhood friends that she's known a long, long time, who didn't fall for the money that was dangling. And that was even mentioned too, for those who had money dangled and didn't accept. Now, I tweeted out to the neighbor who allowed and accepted the money to have the camera, the paparazzi mount a camera that was live streaming, and the shot was directly in Meghan's backyard. I hope that money didn't come to good use. I hope you are truly feeling the effects of that to this day. Okay. Because that is some shady, but there's always somebody that's going to sell out for the dollar. And they know that because, that's what her father and her half-sister, who is quite older, and it's so good to hear Mama Doria, speak. Finally, and she has been waiting. Oh, you mess with Mama Bear's cub, and she's going to get you all, yes. And in such a sweet and kind way. Let me just say that. Joan, VS speaks. Really, that scene of Archie touching Diana just stopped my breath. Oh, I'm telling you. Oof, yeah, that got me. They are all going to hell. Yes, C-Mac, yes, that. That. Twitter is on fire. Tina, everybody, V, this is going to be, got me rocking, but this is all of us are on there. Yeah, everybody, all the positive platforms. And we're like, how you like us now? Because this is what Squad has been saying, Tina and Michelle from the beginning have been saying about this whole smear and all this stuff that was going on. And some of us listened and some of us did not. And yeah, got to be mindful of those things. Sherry, Harry and Meghan have a voice and people need to be encouraged to listen. Yes. And if you don't, we're going to just reference you to this, get a Netflix subscription. I'm sure there'll be clips here and there and everywhere. Yes, we need to encourage that they listen. And believe you me, if they don't, I have a feeling, yes, after this moment, Tear, so glad her mom gets to speak. She said the past 5 years were challenging. Very. Those of you who are moms, you know how you feel and protective that you are of your children or child. If your moms were like that also, my mom very much was. And yeah, she would have adhered to the silence, to even have the pap pull up and just be like, or the tabloid, oh, we're just trying to get a story. There's money to be made. And she just said, that's my child. Like, yeah. Ooh-wee. That truly, I think, made a lot of us happy to finally hear she wasn't just standing on the sidelines being supportive at an event. But you can see the nerves in her too. Like, she's not comfortable in front of the camera like that. So, yeah, just lie after lie about her daughter, the whole gold digger thing. No. I'll tell you what Meghan married Harry for. Not just love, but that she could do charity 100% of her time. So friends saying she wasn't in the acting to get an Oscar. Her mom saying that wasn't her goal. But that's what everybody, oh, she's the gold digger and she's trying. No, she gave up. She gave up a very happy, lucrative life. She has a happy life. And while it's lucrative, it still wasn't the goal. And they're building an empire, and as they should. Any couple that comes together, yeah. That's really usually the goal, is that we build something bigger and better than what we had as children. Mm-hmm. And they do have that common bond of being children of divorced parents. Although the UK is trying to rewrite that history over there, but let them handle that. Hi, Patricia. How are you? That part where Archie was baby Archie, where Archie was baby talking to Diana's picture. Yeah, I think that got a lot of us. Let me see, Cookies and Cream. I was glad to see Doria speak. When Doria said that she was ready for her voice to be heard, you could hear the sadness in her voice, very much so. Which then incited us to, yes, and Brittany Griner has been released. Yes, I will be speaking on that another time, because there's people that are losing their minds over that, and we all can understand why. Aja, God don't like ugly. The truth will always last. Very much so. Sis Hilda's in the house, spamming it up. Yes. I hope you were well, sis. Let me see. Hey, Benjamin. Hi, everybody. I start naming names, and I don't want anybody to get upset. I'm scrolling looking for comments. Let me see. That school meant everything to Meghan. Yes, and she's talked about it. Even other quote documentaries or whatever you want to call them, little Lifetime things when they mentioned about, or it was TLC, I think, did something right before the wedding. So yeah. Mm-hmm. And even for the principal to be that excited and to have remembered and looked in the yearbook and then, oh, I have to show you this. Okay, that's the one thing. That interview that Meghan did when she didn't know, when she was like, it was in 2015, October of 2015, and they showed that to her. Glorious. The reaction. Harry laughed at the response. I'm so glad that the person says, say Harry. I'm so glad that person said that, because you know how awkward that would be right now. Woo! But that was funny, and I think I've even showed that clip. But yeah, so true, C Mac. So true. All roads lead back. Oh, let me just say this. So yes, as Americans, we usually are the huggy types. When we meet people, we hug you. To hear her say how she met Space in cosplay, that she was barefoot, had on her ripped jeans, she's comfortable, she's at home. And they come in, and of course, she gives hugs. And that, the formality we see in on TV when they're out at public events is the same formality kept behind doors. What a waste, and what a head trip. No wonder he's incandescent with rage. Loosen up the necktie a little bit there, dude. Okay. All right. Back to the comments. Lottie, I'm going to say this again. Thomas Fine should be ashamed of him. Oh, he should be. And people are still, oh, well, she cut off relationship. It's like, okay, after this point, don't even mention his name and try to say that she should have contact with him. Now, the creepiest moment ever in the 3 episodes, but that creepiest moment for me, who had his phone? Who was sending her a text? And it goes to show that you know someone's habits when they're talking to you. So whether it's text message, on the phone, etc., email. So you know when something is different. He used emojis. He didn't, and like she said, he never called her Meghan. So she knew that was not him on the other end of that phone. Jason, was that you? Was that you texting for Tom? Or was it the other tabloid person who was hired to, keep an eye on you? Yeah, that was a creepy moment for me. Sherry, very sad her niece couldn't go to the wedding because of her mother. Yeah. Yep. I'm sure she's losing her mind somewhere. Navi, did you hear Anthony yelling out to his mom that Meghan's mom arrived? Yes, Mom, Meghan Markle's mom is here. That was funny, but he was so down to earth. Like I said, I was so glad to see behind the scenes. There's no diva. I don't know where people are getting that. I just think, y'all just want to hate on Meghan. And as they showed that one headline, and there's a niggling reason why. We had a conversation, some of us who were interacting with another YouTuber that won't be named. And if you know who I'm talking about, do not put the name in the chat. But they, being in the UK, had to explain to some of us Americans what the heck that term meant. So, yeah, because to see it in a headline, but also figuring out why would anyone ever use that, because it's a little too close to the other NIGG word that's used. But okay. Sherry Kensington Palace. Oh, were the soft sources. They still are the sources, because them leaks haven't stopped. They've been gone for darn near 3 years and the leaks haven't stopped. So, Beverly, how are you? Miss Dory is a strong, resilient, beautiful woman who is their strength, and that one person who will fight for them. Yes. Literally fight for them. Don't get it twisted. Church Nelly. TM has met some of his grown grandchildren. Has he? Are you saying he has, or is that like a question? Because I didn't think he had any contact with them. Let's see. Didn't see Willie saying he was happy about the wedding. Bingo, bingo, bingo. His wife, his father, and his stepmother were the ones that actually were captured and shown. And I remember those because I was looking at that time. Oh, what are their reactions? Stupid me, thinking they were really happy. But seeing it all, knowing what we know now, yes, no happiness, no joy was behind those words. That was their stupid talking point. Navi was so funny. That is why the picture of the two of them at the NAACP is great. Yes. Low paying jobs. Yeah, like they were doing something. Mm. Lorna, this also shows that Lizzie Cuddy is a liar with her story that she has been Meghan's friend since 2015 and introduced her to H. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, to finally, yeah, allow us to know who it was. But they allowed these people to run because now you're just dirt. If you can run around and lie about something as innocent as that, because you need to have the street cred, I guess. Oh, I don't even to see guy like I don't even. Mm-mm. Yeah, I hope they don't even discuss the nanny incident, and we all know what I'm referring to. I really do, because I don't know if we can handle it. They lived it, and even that South African story was enough, but yeah, no, not the UK nanny one. Cookies and cream. I was glad that Meghan spoke about her racial identity and shut up those lying racists that claim she never owned the black side of her family. Thank you. She was around them. She knows them. They know her. And they adhere to when she said, please be quiet. Do not speak to them. Even her saying how when the Paps were outside, it was of the studio. Well, no, flower shop. She went to get some flowers and it came out. And she was just like, hey, have a nice day. And Harry's like, you can't talk to them. And now they've turned it into that you're happy that the Paps are there. Like, she didn't even have a clue because she didn't have to worry about being trailed every inch of her life. Yeah, so it's very informative to those if you happen to be listening, and there's lots of spoilers, but I warned you at the beginning to click off and come back to watch this so that you can drop your comments and really let it loose. But yeah, cookies and cream, that made me happy. It would seem odd that Meghan, being as close to her black mother, would not acknowledge her black side. Like she says, she didn't have a box to check. And growing up biracial has its own dynamics to it. And to hear Mama Doria say that she wished she did have that deeper conversation with her, because Meghan said, and this was taken out of context during one of the Archetypes podcasts, that she wasn't seen as black, and she didn't mean it in a bad way, but that no one was coming at her like that. They weren't calling her the N-word, not until now, but they weren't calling her the N-word then. But to hear the story again of her mom being called that. Mm-hmm. Whew, yeah. It has some deep, deep moments. Churchill, I want to know what that first nanny did to be immediately fired. In a way I want, but I really don't. Because, that's just... It either, to me, involves baby Archie and or Guy, because it's just odd that, yeah. Those casts on that dog's legs, yeah. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Legs, I see your name mentioned. Oh, Lord. How did they break up? No, we don't want to know. Maybe we can ask Space. I don't know why I have a gut feeling. I'm just asking a question. Maybe we can ask him. Okay, let's see. Joan, does your husband deadpan when you give answers about our fate? Yes, he does. He just turns and walk away. I mean, what else is he going to do? And this is the times that I miss my mother, because I would have been sharing all of this with her. Because I would be like, guess what your niece in my head, because I always see Meghan as like a niece in my head, so I'm sure many of you do too. Oh boy. Elaine, I'm telling you, woo, you have to keep us abreast, Elaine, of the media craziness. I know I tweeted CBS, I tagged them that they should be ashamed because they had Roya on there this morning. I heard Gail talking about the docuseries, and then I heard another voice. So I was like, let me go out here and see who they've brought in to do this. And it was Roya, and I was like, how dare you? She's one of the abusers of Meghan in the media. So they need to do better. Just because somebody has a British accent and claims to be a royal expert, and that was touched on too, they're just correspondents. And I don't even consider them journalists. Journalists do investigative work, and they really into a subject that they should. Digging into someone's private life, no, not so much what you need to be doing. They have gone way over the line many times. So, hey, Jan, never late, never late, never late. Let me see. Cher, I can understand why Ashley was hurt that Judas. Yes. You finally make contact with your mother's side, because I believe it was the paternal grandparents that adopted her and her sibling. And then to have the biggest moment that she's known about and hadn't even discussed. And I also like that she's an immigration attorney. Has firsthand, point of view that he can ask any questions that he needs to. If it even came up, I'm just saying. Church Nelly, he probably was wearing a specific costume. They only reference because they used it against Harry. I love that and thank you for bringing that up. I love that he explained how that was a horrible moment for him. He was ashamed of it, and the steps he took. So now, Derangers, you really have nothing. You just about every little point, I believe, because we haven't seen the last 3 episodes, that you've used against him and or her have been and will be touched on and smashed to smithereens. Why couldn't they overrule Ashley? You know what it is, Benjamin? They trusted. Harry's in that world, so if the comms team is saying don't, because they didn't want to, just so they wouldn't upset SM any more than she already was acting out. She was being paid to act out anyway, in my humble opinion. And, because knock wood, I'm sure they're going to be loud and boisterous again, but, they've been pretty quiet, knock wood. That's me knocking, and the dogs are probably, ooh, she didn't go crazy. Okay. Let's see. V, how are you? Mrs. V.S., there were tears in Ashley's eyes when she talked about not being able to go to the wedding because of her biological mother. And that's how she referred to her. I want to say, you helped raise Meghan, you lying B. Okay. You raise your own. The ones you birthed, you didn't even raise, and you want to sit there and try to make it like, And Meghan saw him on the weekends and doesn't recall you. You're 17 years older than her. So, of course, you're on a different trajectory in life by the time she came along. Please. Sherry, cookies and cream, me too. Glad H talked about the Nazi costume and he took responsibility. Egg was the one that convinced H to wear that costume. See, the right question wasn't asked. He may not have answered it, but that would be, Were you there alone? Who else was with you at that party? I think at one time there were pictures, but of course they probably have scrubbed them now. But, Angela, having Meghan's niece attending the wedding is definitely a setup to bash Meghan with. Yeah. And it kept going to with Doria sitting there by herself and no other family. Although there were some there, but they didn't sit in the, I'll say, up front where Doria was, and they were in the larger crowd. But yeah, her niece would have been, and yeah, it just hindsight is, 2020. Yeah. Madam, did you see Madam, did you see the palaces claim they weren't asked to give their view only to have Netflix to refute it? Yes. They continue to show the liars that the UK based folks are. Because if you think they weren't going to have the receipts, come on now. Loved every moment of that, because it's like, yeah, all right. Even Roya on CBS this morning, she had to check herself. She couldn't come at her as she wanted to. There were no real bombs, something to that effect, against the royal family. No, as I hoped, just like in Spare, they're just a mention, a peripheral mention. Okay. Alan, thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much. I'm like 30 minutes over what I had. I originally thought I would do like 15 minutes. Yeah, not happening. Thank you, sis. I see you. Yeah, she did. I saw that. I have to watch it. Oh, but what's getting ready to come down the pike is, being that we've now all seen it, because sharing our feelings prior to a whole different life now that pre-winter has come in the form of Harry and Meghan on Netflix. Okay, because that autobiography, yeah, it's gonna be something else. Cookies and cream, Sherry. I was hoping that Harry mentioned that it was William's party. However, I'm still glad that he addressed the issue so those racist fools can now shut up about it. Oh, I'm telling you, they better shut up. Just stop. Let's just, anytime we see something, because squad is just going to be going in, and Harry and Meghan on Netflix is trending, of course, and it's probably going to break records on how many tweets, because everybody is just tweeting about it. So Marjorie loved Mama Doria, especially when she told them, "That's my child, unlike the daddy," and to think she said she was a daddy's girl. Yeah. So, her heart was broken. But she mentioned that in the Oprah interview on what she's lost. So those that try to use those words as, oh, what has she lost? I did see someone, and I was going to share it on Saturday, that tweeted about, I wish I was as, what was the term that he used? Almost like, she was confined or held back, which she was. They don't have any real freedom in that family, not on their life choices. This was not even Harry and Meghan saying this, not on their life choices, not on their career that they want to pursue, and even spouses, they have to fit a mold. Harry did say that, and he was telling the truth. They have to fit. And I love that part where Meghan said he had a long list. And no, we're not going to disclose the list. That's what Harry said quickly. He said, but the list is right here, and pointed to Meghan. Honey, boom, that was the drop. Stop trying to put that they are not in love with each other. He knew the moment he saw her. And being late to meeting Meghan, and she was like, oh no, this is not, I'm not. If he's one of these guys, no. Harry's like, what are you talking about? And she explained, having the ego and that your time is more valuable, and I'm just going to sit around here and wait. And then when he came in and he was flustered and sweaty, and she realized, oh no, he really was trying to get here. So, and then of course, next meeting she was late because, Wimbledon, and she wanted to get spruced up. To a degree, she spruced up for Wimbledon, but she wanted to take it all down a notch. And then she was just a few minutes late to meet him, and he loves to tell that. So, Sherry, what Meghan was saying is that Space and Cosplay wasn't friendly towards her. Yeah. Although they said in their engagement, they've been wonderful, that is just probably a reflex from Harry. They've been wonderful. But yeah, we're seeing the real truth. I can only imagine she went to hug and she hugged, and they're standing there stiff as a board. Well, he does never mind. Let me get on. Let me move on. Miss September. Yes, Harry has a list like his Mr. Malcolm's list in the movie. Harry did say what was on his list. He just said Meghan was the list. Mm-hmm. He was very adamant about not disclosing the list. Guess we can say those were Harry's commandments, but he said she is the list. Tear, there was a scene where Meghan was lying on the bed with Archie on her pregnant stomach, which was that with the second pregnancy or with Lily? Not sure. I'm not sure either. Just by looking at the age of Archie, I would say it was number 2. It was pregnancy number 2, only because he full-fledged toddler by the time that Lilibet was born. So walking, talking, and he didn't look like he was truly at that point of being full-fledged toddler. I'm getting around on my own, that type of thing. So that was the sweetest moment that they captured. So I'm glad about that. Drive safely, Carlene. Drive safely. Annie, Mrs. V.S., I hate the fact that they're still doubting Harry and Meghan's truth. Unbelievable. Then to be cut off Meghan from her niece by the Unroyal household. They cut Meghan off from her niece. Yes, they did, if that's the question. They did. At that moment, not to say that they're not. Of course, she was part of this, and I'm sure the hurt will always be there, but to understand it's not. The hurt is more so because of the why and who caused her not to be invited versus this is something that Harry or Meghan decided. I'm still getting the creep factor from someone texting her and trying to pretend that they were her father. You are some lowlifes. You were some trashy, horrible lowlifes. I'm glad that was the word that came out and not something worse. Let me see. I'm going to skip through a lot of comments and kind of jump down to the bottom because I need to start wrapping this up. Because we've been on almost an hour. So, what is this? Louise, my heart went out for Meghan and her niece. Yeah. Dolores, the royal family is nothing but a big culture family and business conglomerate. True. And, conglomerates and businesses that were really big at one point have shuttered their doors and closed up shop for business. Yep, that hashtag abolish the monarchy I guarantee that's trending too. So Joyce, it also seems like they didn't want anyone from Meghan's family except Doria. Yeah, but that's why. Okay, someone today was talking about, but he was so ill. Why, she hasn't called her father and he was so ill. That was fake. Do you understand that was faked? That quote illness, all the shenanigans, him faking those pictures and all that other stuff that week of all times was in the hope that she would cancel the wedding. Let's postpone it. My dad's sick. I got to go fly. But being that you weren't even really close to her prior to, come on now. You're supposed to have flown in, but you didn't go to her first wedding. So she held out hope that this would be different. It wasn't. So, okay. Thank you, Rahini. So, do we now realize that Thomas was fake both health scares? Yes. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Hey, midwife, it's so obvious. Thank you, Lorna, for 2 months membership. It doesn't show up here. I don't know why it doesn't show on the StreamYard side. Come on now, StreamYard, get with it. Oh, she lost custody of her. Oh, ooh. Okay. I'm not surprised by that, CMAC, in any way. I'm not surprised by that. Let's see. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Well, the fact that they actually had her number, I'm sure the staff had it, but I don't know who was on the other end of that. Oh, tabloids, do you want to, or Palace Source, do you want to explain who was on the other end of that? Let me see. Felt heard for Meghan and her niece. Yes. Too much evil and cruel people live in this world, the world that lack love. There's 2 songs. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. And then it's the Stevie Wonder song, but the world is in need of love. Mm-hmm. Ooh, ooh. Now, y'all will go out and listen to both those songs today because I can't sing. Let me see. I don't trust anything that comes from Chuck. None of us do, Annie. Not anymore. Not anymore. But at least now we know when we see them stiff as a board in public, they're stiff as a board behind the doors. And how look, Meghan explained like being around them and the big family and the energy. Obviously, I see that. Who is it now? Eugenie, because it was Eugenie and her then boyfriend, now husband, were around them a lot and, celebrated the Halloween, which was right before all the ugliness of the UK media began. But yeah. Boy, I tell you. Cookies and Cream. I love that Afua Hirsch was in the docuseries. Yes. Squad to the heart. The sisters involved some heavy hitters. They did. They really did. The Unroyals and the racist goons can't call these people liars and put a negative spin to their comments because most of them are British that were included. Shut that down. So that doesn't give them a chance to say, well, they're just American and they don't understand, the British culture or anything about British history. Oh, but you had Brits speaking on that. How you like them now? Okay, let me go on through. Nora, Stock Explorer. I see your name in there. Okay, so yeah, he faked everything. Whatever. Sherry, I keep hearing "Stand by Me" for Harry and Meghan. Yeah. Now I'll be running out to watch the wedding. As far as certain parts of it, who was showing up in what car? No. Yeah. Oh, and I did see. I might share on Trash Time on Saturday. I don't know, but someone's making a comment on how Meghan wore white. I guess there's that white patrol, wearing white to your own wedding and the protocol and all that stuff, and saying how they were trying. She was mocking cosplay, and I'm like, how the hell did you leap that shark? That is a shark that you leaped. I don't even know how they got there, but anyway, yeah. Let's see. Dolores, does anyone else remember when I would visit the Clooney and his wife? Yes, I remember that happening, and they really went after Harry and Meghan for that, the travel, etc. Yes. Okay. I don't know why I laughed at that comment. Anna, behave yourself. Because I just pictured with Christmas coming, Ebenezer, and the ghosts visiting. He deserves a few visits. Just say that. The urban cook don't knock all the Brits. Well, not all, a few, and those that believe the crap over there, on the from the tabloids. The rest of y'all here, well, love y'all all, right? Alan, was the one of the ladies named really Silvertree? Yes, that's her name. And what are you trying to say, Alan? This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Okay. Thank you again. But yes, that was her name. Leave her name alone. Oh my goodness, y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. Okay. I am. Let me see if I'm able to pull it from here. Let me see. No. Okay. So I'm going to cue my outro music because it has been an hour and many people don't, listen to the full. So they might today. Who knows? It's so interesting that the Rhoda tried to outguess all to get ahead of the docuseries. Truth is, for we folks with a brain, derangers without a brain are cult folks. So true. So they tried to get ahead of it. Roya had egg on her face because she knew today she couldn't even go there. Now that we've all seen and will be seeing the bullshit y'all put them through, especially Meghan, it is a blessing that she is still here. Thank you, Harry, for taking your wife and running out of that country, your place of birth, and how he said it that she gave up her life to join me in mine, and then I needed to leave my life and join her in hers. So boom. And on that note, I am going to hit my outro music. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining, chatting it up with me. If you haven't seen it, I hope you do get a chance. Take care, be well, wear your mask, everybody. Love you. Bye.